So next we have Erin Maturen, going to show us how she's using technology in her classroom.
Hi, I'm Erin. I am here to thank DevOps Detroit for donating things to a programming class that I'm teaching. There we go. So a little bit of background about me. I've been teaching for about 8 years, and I'm an English and theater teacher. And what happened was this year I'm actually teaching 7th grade ELA, 8th grade yearbook, and 6th grade programming. And so it's been an interesting year. I also run the drama department at my school and coach varsity girls soccer. And so it's been interesting getting thrown into this programming class. I was given it 3 years ago, and I panicked because I didn't want to teach Microsoft Word, PowerPoint, or anything like that. I wanted to teach programming. And so I found Scratch and code.org, and I wasn't interested in it. I was finding myself getting bored. And so I found this really great program called Touch Develop from Microsoft. And I really got into it because it was all online, and the kids were able to develop these games and play these games, and they presented these games to people in the field. And my husband's also in the field, and I sent those games to my husband, and he came home from work that day and said no work got done. They just played my students' games all day, which was kind of cool to hear. But then at the end of the year, Touch Develop announced that they were transferring to something else. And they were transferring to MakeCode. And it's through Microsoft MakeCode. And they have something known as microbits. Well, I come from a low-income district, and we cannot afford a lot of things in my district. So Amy Keener, I contacted her, and she's basically a Disney princess in real life. And she was willing to donate microbits to my kids. And so when I got those microbits, I was completely overwhelmed because I had no idea what I was doing. And one of the things I've learned through this teaching is I've definitely become more patient with learning how to, I guess for lack of a better term, teach coding. And I definitely have more appreciation for my husband's job. I used to mess with his code. When he'd leave his laptop open, I would delete like a comma or a semicolon just to mess with him. I don't do that anymore because I learned my lesson because one of the best parts of this program is that eventually the kids get to learn beginner versions of JavaScript. And I was learning how to do that with the kids, and I would miss a semicolon or a comma or something, and I'd send it to my husband when he was at work, and I said, my code's got one error, what is the issue? And he would send it back, oh, you missed this. And I apologized so much after my first year of teaching this. I was like, I'm so sorry. You were so nice to me when I would mess with your code. I don't do that anymore. But I definitely, if you ever get to do this, I recommend learning the program with the kids because I got excited and I'd be like, yes, I did something right. And the kids would be like, yeah, we got that right 5 minutes ago. So they were very patient with me too, but the kids have come a long way, and I want to show you some videos of what my kids have done. So this is my class finding out they got the second part of the program, which is Gigglebots, which is what DevOps donated to my class. So guess what?
What?
The Gigglebots got approved last week. We're getting them. And they come with 30 more microbits. So I'm going to show you some samples of their work too, what it looks like when we're in the class and how it starts. This is the basic version of how it starts. They use blocks. Nice long piece of paper. We have older computers, so it takes a minute to download. But that was part of their code for this project they're building. They were building a micro pet. And all right, Kylie, what are you building?
I'm building a teeter.
Okay, show me the front.
Wave out caliper.
Is that where your microbit's gonna go?
Yeah, I slip it into the top.
Beautiful. Good job. And so what they were building was they got to design their fantasy pet, and then the microbit was the face of that pet. And so their code, they got to design whatever type of face they wanted, and then they put it into the pet, and then they set up on this website called Flipgrid, where they got to tell the story of their pet, and then they got to make a video about their pet's life. And so they built that, and we just use cardboard construction paper and tape and glue, and we build that way. But it's constant chaos in my class with that.
Okay. Go. I made a compass using a microbit.
Okay, so show me.
North, east, south, east, north, west.
How long did it take you to do that?
About 5 seconds. I downloaded it.
You just now did it?
Yeah.
Okay. Nicely done.
Yep.
Do you think you could set that up to do it with the Gigglebot maybe, and then the Gigglebot could drive with it?
Maybe.
See what happens? That's Noah. I actually gave him the microbit at the end of the year because he got so far advanced in the program that I didn't even know what he was doing. So he ended up doing some extra stuff, and he brought some things back to school this year because I have him again. And I didn't get a chance to take pictures of it just yet, but he definitely is into the programming now, which is really cool to see. These are some samples of the Gigglebots and what they get to do. The kids really like them because they like to use them to draw pictures. Because that's where we're at right now.
I put on forever. Why you guys rap?
Let's go.
You guys should be banished from that.
Dude, watch my new code. It's awesome.
Oh, where's your new code?
Did you just do that code?
Oh, my fingers.
Okay. Very nice.
I just did it on JavaScript.
Oh, you did it in JavaScript, not blocks? Cool. And I was surprised when he did it in JavaScript because he was like, yeah, I just copied it. You know, like you said the college kids do when they take those classes. I was like, okay. So this is what my class looks like pretty much on a daily basis. It's a lot of collaboration. There's a lot of moving around. This is split between the hallway and the classroom. We try to do the best we can. Sometimes the computers are a little outdated. This student in particular, Gavin, we used to have matching hair, actually. I used to have bright red hair, and he always told people he was my kid because we had the same hair. But he also got one of my microbits at the end, and he's done some really cool stuff with it. And he's an older student now, and he comes back and shows me what he's done. And so it's really cool to see that he's carried that with him. And one of the best parts about this class that I get to do is I have girls in this class, and at first, they were really hesitant to do anything. And I didn't blame them because I was the same way when I got this class. I was like, I have no concept of any of this. And then McKenna, the girl you're about to see, made this comment. McKenna, how long has yours been drawing for now?
Very long time.
Probably like 3 minutes.
I've done it
So 3 minutes?
like 5 minutes. I've done it 3 cycles, and every cycle is 60. So it's just going to do this.
Oh, so you set up a cycle?
And it looks really pretty.
It does.
And maybe you should move it out. It's gonna.
Again, after the You gotta have it turned on. No, right there, I just have to have it turned at the end and make it do.
So is this something girls should get to do more often?
Yes, very so.
And she still talks about the class. I have her again, luckily, and she still talks about the class. And she still asks if she can get a Gigglebot out and draw something. She says it's basically art therapy for her, which is kind of nice. And then this is Eli. And Eli was another kid that I donated a microbit to, and he went home. I kind of got not in trouble, but he went home and stayed up one night working on a project all night. So this was him coming back the next day to show me what the project was.
It's like a puzzle box. So like you have to do certain inputs that in a certain order or else it won't work. And you click A, B to verify. So the correct way to do it is A, and then, so red is ground, and then this is pin, let's change it up. Pin 0 and pin 1. But the correct thing would, it goes A, and then pin 0, and then B, and then AB to confirm, and it'll say if you won. So it'll say you won, and it'll show.
Oh, cool. Do you want to show me the box tomorrow?
Yeah.
Okay.
I just said it out of my other thing. But if you get it wrong, so say, but if you, so there's one trap that if you do pin 1, it resets all of this, but it doesn't show they reset the lights, so it's more difficult. But then if you get it wrong, it'll say that it's wrong.
Oh, cool. Okay.
So if you just start and then wrong,
No,
and then it'll
oh.
reset it if it's wrong. So that you don't have to
How long did it take you to figure that out?
like 2 days. And I was up all night last night setting it up.
You were up on a school night.
And the best part is when the kids just ask, hey, can I take the microbit today and just run with it and see what I can do? And I had one student who built a keyboard out of a banana, and I didn't have my phone with me that day, so I couldn't record it, and I was so mad at myself. And he brought in the banana, hooked it up to his alligator clips, and just went with it, and it was really cool to see. I said this at the beginning, so that kind of defeats the purpose of this slide, but I teach in a high-poverty school, so without DevOps and without Amy, I wouldn't have gotten to do what I've gotten to do and get kids excited as much as I would have wanted to, and the kids, they really do love the class, and some of other kids have asked for microbits for their birthdays, so I get phone calls, and I tell them where to go to get them, and it's really cool to see the kids get excited about this, because at first, like I said, I was hesitant, and now I know a little bit, and it's just really awesome that the kids get this opportunity, because we're the only school in the county that I teach in currently, which is in Montrose, a little bit north of Flint. We're the only school in the county that does this. And I want to find a way to bring it to other schools in our county as well. That way we can reach out and work together and do these sorts of things for kids in our county. So that's what I do. That's a little bit about me. Just thank you so much to DevOps Days for everything. And my kids truly appreciate everything. So thank you.
Can you? I just was curious about like what the grant from DevOps Days, the overarching nonprofit that runs DevOps Days in Detroit, awarded you a grant, right?
Yes.
And what did the grant enable on top of what you were already doing?
They gave us the Gigglebots, which one of the best parts about the Gigglebots is that it's a lot of trial and error, and it started to show kids that code's not going to work right the first time. It never does. I've discovered that, and so
Lies.
they're not. So they're not afraid that they don't stress out as much, the kids. And you know, one of the things about teaching middle school is you tend to have higher anxiety kids in middle school, and they worry about being right the first time and doing this. And now, since I teach English, I've seen it creep into my class where they say, oh, it's okay if I don't get it right the first time. It's like your computer class. I can go back and fix it and it won't be an issue. And I say, absolutely, go for it. And so it's provided more than just the Gigglebots. It's provided this sense of ownership for the kids. And so I really, really appreciate and seeing that in my general classroom too.
Nice. And I think, did I hear right, we're working, the DevOps organization is also working to help you get a grant to expand it to the rest of your
Yeah,
ISD.
I don't like talking about it, but I won an award for this class.
That was my next question.
And what happened was I reached out to the county and asked if there was a way we could work together with other lower income districts to do a day of code where schools come together and then we present and we build something all day, and then at the end we present what we build at the end of the day, and we can do it in different cycles at my school. That's what my goal is next year, to do that. I never thought I'd be the computer teacher, but I'm running with it. So,
That's so great. What is the award that you?
well, I won 2.
Please tell us.
I won a Maker Ambassador Award for Genesee County, and then I won
Awesome.
Innovative Teacher of the Year for Michigan.
That's so great. Awesome. So if people are interested in like reaching out to the community, actually, first, does anyone in the audience have any questions for Erin?
Oh boy.
He asked, how can he help?
Okay.
Okay. Yeah, so DevOps Days Detroit Planning Committee and we have the overarching board even is we're always looking for help. We're looking for ways to reach out more into the community, and we're looking for people to help us do that. So if any of you are interested in joining the planning committee or helping in other ways, please reach out to any of us in the blue shirts. Yeah, and we can get you some contact info. Yeah, thank you so much. Thank you. Again for Erin.